Okay, welcome back, guys. And today I'm going to be talking about a topic called what's the emotional risk and what is emotional risk in everyday life. What a wonderful topic. This is truly one of those topics that I think if you apply, life is going to change and it's going to take the blinkers off your eyes and you're going to see things. You're going to have that aha moment and you're going to have beautiful clarity. So what's that about? Well, something, for example, that I've observed a lot in my life is that we all have interactions, meaning we all talk to people, right? We may talk to people at work. We may talk to people in our social contexts and settings. And then we also have our domestic interactions with the people who we live with, as an example. And what I've noted is that these interactions can be positive and they can be negative. And negativity is infectious. If you, for example, are with a person who is habitually negative, it is going to affect you. It's going to affect your state of mind. It's going to affect your clarity. It's going to affect your mood and even your self-esteem. Conversely, you'll have positive interactions in your life as well. It's a mixed bag. You're not always going to have positive interactions all the time, and hopefully not negative interactions all the time either. But what can you do? What is the approach, the logical approach to troubleshooting this phenomena? If we accept that in life there's going to be a mix of positive interactions and negative interactions, or better said, situations that make us feel happy and situations that make us feel sad, what logic can we apply to make life easier? Remember that topic we spoke about, illusion of control? And sometimes a lot of suffering comes to us as people when we try to change or influence others to behave, to think, to react, and to emote the way that we want. And what is powerful actually is to realize, if you remember from that video, that no, not at all. We don't have so much influence and control over others. The only thing we have control of is ourselves. That's it. Even the closest members of your family and in your life, you don't have control of them. Okay? So, is it a good strategy to go through our life and when we are faced with, for example, negative interactions, to try and strong-arm the person into thinking in our way, to argue our points, excuse me, and to try to get them always to think in the same way that we are thinking? No. From my experience, doing that kind of thing is really emotionally taxing. It depletes your energy reserves and just leaves you feeling almost in a state of despondence where it's like you've been taken through the ringer. The better approach is have a risk management approach to your interactions. Wow, what does that mean? Well, what that means is that you need to understand how much negativity you are going to tolerate in the interaction. Yeah? Sometimes we spend too much time in a negative interaction, we come out of that and we say, oh, what did I do? I can't believe I was so stupid. Why did I invest so much energy and heartache and pain into that? Exactly. And when the smoke clears, you know the truth? The truth is the only person you have to blame is yourself, because you chose to stay in that situation. Now, if that happens enough times, hopefully what happens is, boom, you wake up and you realize, okay, maybe that strategy is not working. Maybe I need a different strategy. I need to apply risk management to my interactions. Excuse the background noise. So maybe I need to apply risk management into my everyday interactions. And what that means is you have to have a sense of how much you're going to tolerate, how much negativity in the interaction you're going to tolerate. And if there's a point in that interaction where you feel it's not going anywhere, it's really negative in nature, it's draining you, it's tiring you, you know, the easiest thing is to just have a mental stop out and say, okay, I'm going to take a break here and I'll see you later. No ifs, no buts, no arguing, no justification, no regret, just I'm going to take a break here and I'll see you later kind of thing. And this is something that I heard a lot. I heard people talking about this, for example, like my grandparents and things, like a coping strategy when things would get heated. One of them would just stand up, go for a walk and come back. And the amount of times that proves to be a good solution is uncanny. It really is impressive. And so it's something that we can all incorporate into our life. Imagine that. Imagine the next time you're in a negative situation and it's not going the way you want. You just say, okay, I'll see you later and take a quick break here. Wow. You diffuse the situation, you get out of the negative situation, and you go and do something that you really want to do. You know, the beauty, also what I've noticed with life is that when you go through pain, when you hit your head flat on the floor, so to speak, in the metaphorical sense, you wake up and you realize that maybe there's an easier way to handle this. Maybe there's a better way to do that. It's the best solution. It really is. You sitting there, you arguing, wasting your time, wasting your energy, a waste of life. Don't do that to yourself. Establish how much, what the threshold is going to be for negativity. And once that threshold of negativity is reached, exit. Just exit. Because the problem with not exiting and staying there is then it can easily manifest into more frustration and regret. How? Well, let's say 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours goes by and you're in this toxic, argumentative state. Your body is producing cortisol at an alarming rate, which is the stress hormone. And you just feel stress, your skin is flushed, your heart rate is jacked. Not a good place to be. Just exit, go for a walk, come back later. Now this also brings a topic of re-entry. And what do I mean by re-entry? Re-entry basically is that, say you're in an interaction with a person and you decide that stop out level is being reached. And you decide, nah, this is not my cup of tea. This interaction here is really not going where I want it to go. And you decide that, no, I'm just going to get out now. Then don't come back later and be seduced into going into another interaction with that person. Have a hard line. And you know, this is something also that has taken me a long time to realize, is that how much respect do you have for yourself? The more respect you have for yourself, the quicker you will exit negative situations. The less respect you have for yourself, the longer you're going to stay in negative situations and deal with that. And the beauty with time and exposure is that we pick up on patterns and situations with people, and we know then how to deal with that. We don't have to stay there and just go over it and over it and over it and just suffer and suffer and suffer endlessly. So the upshot of that conclusion is, with negative interactions, you need to apply risk management. This is really, really essential. And another concept that kind of comes to my mind when it comes to something that I feel like discussing in this video, which is marriage is like having a portfolio. A portfolio, like, you know, an investor has a portfolio and is trying to grow value over time. It's really the case. You know, if an investor is not managing risk on positions and is allowing losing investments to become bigger and bigger, well, the investor's not going to have any money. They're going to be financially and mentally burnt out. So how is the same approach not applicable to marriage? Every day we have interactions. Every day we talk about topics, whether that's in a domestic setting, meaning at home, outside, you go to the city, you go on holiday or whatever, with your spouse or whatever, is that these are interactions. And I like to think of them as investments, meaning that there's no guarantee what, you know, one of these interactions is going to do. You know, there's no limit how low or high it can go. And the same thing with the interactions. You try and enforce rationality and say, oh, I feel that this interaction should be cut off now. It's so negative, it's got to end now. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not at all. It could continue and continue and continue as long as, you know, you're in that situation. Yeah? So coming out early, quickly is better. Go for a walk, diffuse the situation, come back later. And also with the re-entry, be careful of re-entering that interaction with that person if they were already negative towards you or bringing stress into your life. Respect yourself, have risk management, and apply it. If you are not applying risk management into your marriage, you are gambling on emotion, is pretty much what you're doing. This has taken me a long time to realize as well. And this is why I like to talk about it, because this channel is all about life advice, the main part of it. So I hope you really bear that one in mind. It's a bit of a longer video, but it will pay to have this knowledge. It will pay great dividends. If you come out of interactions that are not working for you, the person is being negative or just talking about something that you feel like is not your cup of tea, it will be so much better for you. And you can apply this throughout your life, not just with your spouse or friends or people you meet. Socially, anyone who you are interacting with is like an investment. You are investing your time and you are getting some kind of a return. The return is either positive, the person is speaking to you in a nice way, you're getting emotional satisfaction, fulfillment, or they're not. They're speaking in quite a negative way and they're draining you. You have to make a choice. The choice is always yours. And let's hope all of us can implement this into our life. All the best. See you next time. Cheers.